Hey there, Christopher L. here. I want to talk to you guys for a moment about the story that Jesse Jackson wants to boycott Florida over Trayvon Martin. This has got to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Now, it's one thing to be upset about the verdict, but it's another thing to blame the entire state for what's transpired here. In fact, if you want to say that there was racism involved in the Sanford Police Department, that's one thing. However, I do believe it was the state that brought this to trial. It was the state that prosecuted the case. And it was the state that could not establish a case strong enough to convict Zimmerman. So my question comes down to, is it the whole state's fault that this transpired the way it did? And this makes me wonder, what states would have convicted Zimmerman under the same exact legal testimonies and procedures? What states would not have? Maybe we should boycott any state we think might have, judged Zimmerman not guilty. But the point of all this is, this story, as tragic as it is, doesn't need to be compounded by race baiting, by foolish boycotts that will mean nothing. That's a publicity stunt. I also heard he wanted the UN to investigate the case. The UN? Seriously? I don't want to criticize Jesse Jackson in terms of his holiness, in terms of his religion, in terms of his belief in Christ, but I got to tell you, this doesn't seem like a Christ-like move to me. It seems more like a publicity stunt, a way to extend the Trayvon Martin controversy. I think a lot needs to be done in this country to change the attitudes of both whites and blacks. But I don't think the answer is boycotting Florida, any more than it would be to boycott any other state that we think might have let Zimmerman off the hook. Florida is part of the United States. And that's all 50 of them, folks. If you ask me, this has been poorly handled by the president. It's been poorly handled by the Department of Justice and Holder and all the guys who should be out there trying to make sense of what's going on instead of trying to inflame it. And with, people like Jesse Jackson who just don't seem to have any intelligence on the matter. All they're doing is inflaming it. It seems as if they would rather have a race war than harmony. And God knows I pray that we never have a race war. It has nothing to do with who might win or who might lose. But it has everything to do with, that's not the way of Christ. And Jesse, as a so-called reverend, I would think you would understand that. In my opinion, anybody who says America hasn't gotten further away from racism in this day and age doesn't remember how bad it was 20, 40, 60 years ago. Anybody who can look at the crowds who have protested this case and not see the white people along with the black people being upset is missing the fact that there is racial harmony in America. There's still a lot of racism to be deleted. There's still a lot of racism to be combated. But we've come a long way, baby. I expect we've got a long way to go, and I expect that we'll get there. But boycotting Florida isn't the answer. I hope you'll join me in praying for reasonable minds to rise above in this. I hope you'll join me in praying for peace to come from this. I pray you'll join me in praying that understanding and learning can come from this. Not further division, not race baiting, not hating. It's just ridiculous. Well, until next time, happy Jesus Day. God bless and peace out.